Aloha and welcome to the Liho Sports Talk, the local in-home online sports talk. Today is July 24th. I'm Daniel and I'm here with Ben. Today we're going to have a bunch of great stuff to talk about, but first, Ben, let's talk about the MLB.
Yes, sir. Okay, first things first, MLB. Zan, would you like to break down a new MLB season format for our viewers?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. So, because of COVID and the restrictions going on, they've split the divisions up into the three sections of location on in the US. So the West, all the NL and AL West teams are playing against each other. All the NL and AL Central teams are playing against each other, and all the AL and NL East teams are playing against each other. So it's a 60 game season with a 16 team playoff, 8 teams per division, and the new rules because of COVID, making sure everything is safe and protected for the players going through multiple testing and trying to keep their own little bubble in the MLB.
All right. So, with that being said, who do you feel like could take it this year? What are your opinions on that?
Um, I think it was actually two teams that played today that looked really good today. We'll get more into that later, but it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. They have loaded rosters on offense, and both of them have Cy Young caliber pitchers just when healthy, and if they can stay on the pace that they're at, it's going to help out their rotation a lot. No matter who's in the lineup, it's going to be tough to just get hits when you're facing pitching that the Yankees and Dodgers have. But the things that make the teams is having the hitting that they have with the Yankees having Judge and Stanton in a murderer's row type of situation, and now the Dodgers having Mookie Betts and Cody Bellinger. It's the dynamic duos that are really going to kill it in the MLB for this season.
So, with that being said, a lot of good players, you said, on the Yankees, Dodgers, a lot of good players in MLB in general. So, that
Yep.
being said, who do you feel like could win the awards possibly?
AL and NL MVPs, those could be both up for grabs for many people. I think Mike Trout always has a possibility. You can't down talk the best player in the sport. You can't forget any of the former MVPs. You got Mookie Betts now with the Dodgers, Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich. You got a lot of talent all over the league. The NL is going to be loaded this season with how
Mhm.
much players are going to shine, but AL can't be slept on either. As much as the Astros have been getting hate for it, some of their players are pretty good. We're going to see how they can handle their season after all that they went through this past offseason with the cheating scandals and everything. But uh, MVP is going to be a tough race. Cy Young is going to be tough. In the NL, you got players like Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer for the Nationals. You have Jacob DeGrom for the New York Mets. You got Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. It's going to be fun to watch all the pitching aspects. You got Verlander and Cole in the AL. It's going to be a fun year for baseball, even with a short season.
Mhm. So we've been talking a lot about the future of the season and stuff like that, but let's kind of talk about the present. Let's move to the present and
All
give us a
right.
little bit of a rundown of what happened today with the Yankees, Nationals, and Dodgers Giants games.
All right, absolutely. The games that happened today, the Yankees and Nationals, first game of the 60 game MLB season. Yankees went off to a fast paced start, got off a couple of good pitches that Max Scherzer laid out for them. Stanton absolutely bombed one to center. I think it was like almost 460 feet. It was pretty impressive. I know we had a conversation about it. You were just
Hmm.
amazed that the ball went so far,
Yeah.
but it's like what's crazy to me though is like Scherzer was giving up runs, but it felt like he had so much command over the game. It felt like the pitching matchup was so good between Scherzer and Cole, which is what it's meant to be. Those are two Cy Young caliber pitchers right there, and being paid the money that they're meant to be paid. With Cole getting his new contract this offseason from the Yankees, which is one of the ones that's up there in the sports world at like 320 million over 10 years. But it really was a good pitching matchup. It's just like the home run ball seems like it's still a thing from last season. There was talks of juiced ball baseballs with how much home runs were being hit last season. So it seems like some of it might have carried over into this season. With the
Yep.
Dodgers Giants though, it was great when to see like a different aspect all the way in the West Coast with a brand new team, but still keeping the same style that they had with the Giants and their new management and keeping some of the old players and leaving some behind, getting rid of one of the pitchers of the decade for that team with Madison Bumgarner, going to the rival in the Diamondbacks in Arizona. But the Giants, they didn't look bad, but the Dodgers are just such an amazing team at this point. It's hard to write off a team that's going to be so good with such a stacked lineup. And it was funny. I mean, Mookie and Cody both had hits and they both looked decent. But the star of the game was Kike Hernandez. Went 4 for 5, 4 RBIs and a home run, which was it looked clean off the bat. It looked like a bit of a moonshot. Took a little bit to come down, but it was still a nice home run that he hit. And uh, the Dodgers pitching as a whole did pretty good. I think Dustin Mayton might have came in, or I think he might have started one of the two, and he the pitching just looked decent all around, and it's going to be a fun season. 3 more games on ESPN tomorrow. I think starts off with the Braves and Mets, my team in the New York Mets, then go over to Chicago and Milwaukee, your team in Milwaukee, Ben, and then I think finish off with the A's and the Angels or something like that. So it's going to be a
Mhm.
fun day to watch sports tomorrow for sure.
All right. So that's pretty much it for MLB. Now we're gonna move on to the
Yeah,
NBA. First thing first, we're gonna talk about the bubble life with Matisse Thybulle and JaVale McGee. So, what are
yeah,
your
no, but
opinions on their vlogs and stuff like that?
no, I thought it was pretty fun watching JaVale and Matisse kind of explore into something that we we outsiders don't really know what's going on, and it
Mm-hmm.
was great to see a young rookie in Matisse on the 76ers having fun with it, and JaVale kind of always been a bit mischief in the league, but
Mm-hmm.
always enjoyed what he does in the NBA. So I think it's cool that they're both on two good teams, good playoff teams. It looks like so it's going to be fun to watch for sure. I mean, I've already enjoyed a couple of the episodes just seeing what they do around the bubble and seeing what the NBA is doing in protocols. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
like
your
you
thoughts
said, it's
are.
a
Yeah.
very interesting perspective that we're getting from them because, like, from what we've seen from the media, the bubble looked like it wasn't really that good with what the food and all that. Some people were like saying it's the NBA and they're complaining that they should get better stuff. But according to the vlogs and stuff like that, it looks like they're eating pretty good to me. And the
Yeah.
where they are, it doesn't look like. But then I guess it like transferred over the next couple of days that they improve more just so that they could get used to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think bubble life is going to be good for the next couple of months. The NBA is going to learn to improve, and we're already seeing good things with the cases that are going on right
Mm-hmm.
now with the COVID cases in the NBA. You want to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier to you before we are filming, like big ups to Adam
Mhm.
Silver. He really took control of it. He brought back his sport, and now they have no cases even. You
Mhm.
could arguably say he's one of the best commissioners in professional sports. I mean, I think he's better than most, like with what he's
Mhm.
doing and all that, the impact he's had on the NBA. And yeah, but what's your opinion?
Oh no, yeah, I think Adam Silver is doing a pretty good job. I think the NBA PA, barring a few people like Kyrie Irving and stuff like that, going through the motions that they went through. I think Adam Silver's done a pretty good job so far. I think that entire team within the NBA, like front office, has done a good job to protect the players and make sure that everyone's just staying safe, but still being able to enjoy the game that we all love.
Yeah. Well, moving on to returning with basketball, talk about some of the headlines from day one of scrimmages. First up, we got my boy Bol Bol. So, what did you think about his performance?
No, I thought Bol Bol did an absolutely amazing job. I thought he enjoyed he enjoyed his glory time. I
Mm-hmm.
saw a meme that said like July 22nd Bowl scrimmage, is better than Michael Jordan and LeBron James all time. It's like just that one snippet of just all the blocks and the threes, and he was looking like a shooting guard, scary version of his dad. That entire lineup the Nuggets ran out there was just, it was so
Yeah,
tall. It was,
point
you
guard
had like your
Jokic.
shortest player at 6'7", and yeah, the greatest playmaking center of all time at point guard. I'll state it once, I'll state it 1,000 times. Nikola Jokic is the best playmaking center ever. No one can change my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting
And
to watch him. I think, like,
yeah,
it's honestly it's unique for a player because obviously he's very tall, taller than like most players, and I mean, I think it looks kind of funny when he shoots and when he dunks, but I mean, I just think it looks really cool, honestly.
it's like one of those glitched NBA players
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
It's just like you
Like in
don't know
2K, the
what's
guys with
going
like the
on, but
arms.
it's yeah. You don't know what's going on, but it's working, so you don't deny it.
Yeah, I
Guys who
mean, like
can
I said,
dunk
he's
from the
gonna be a
3-point
threat.
line. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that Nuggets team is still being slept on. We went over it in our
Mm-hmm.
power rankings. We both think the Nuggets can blossom into an amazing team. And to show that this lineup is a thing, just as a joke, it's kind of scary to think that
Yeah,
that could actually be, they could actually run it, because you have Jokic playing the one and Bol Bol playing the two. Then you
yeah,
have Grant and Millsap at the three and the four, and then you run Mason Plumlee at center. It's over for the league.
yeah. It's funny because it could like it honestly works. Like they play as not as much as if they're guards, but they can play just as good as most guards in the league.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like they play better than Alfred Payton, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
complain if I were the Nuggets. Salty Knicks fan checking in.
yeah.
I hate my team sometimes.
Okay, moving
No,
on though.
but
Seth
speaking
Curry.
speaking of speaking of an absolute legend, the best Curry out of all
The
three
best
of them,
Curry.
Steph Curry. They didn't miss a single shot in this game against a LeBron-led Lakers team. I don't think Steph Curry ever went perfect from the field against LeBron James and scored 20 plus points. I might be wrong because Steph Curry is an absolute god at point guard, but you know what? No, I need to fact check myself. So continue talking about Seth Curry's absolute incredible game.
I mean, yeah, obviously he went 100% from the field, hitting all his threes, hitting all his field goals. I mean, I just think a lot of people saying it's only scrimmage and stuff like that, but it's still a game technically. So, there's still people out there playing, guarding you, and they're really downplaying it. But I feel like he showed us what he's really capable of. But like I mean, I guess you could go both ways. Like it's just a scrimmage, but I feel like he's just showing that he's capable of scoring like that at will whenever he wants. One brother's just as good
Yeah.
as the other. I feel like.
Yeah, he has that clutch gene in him. I know he's a former
Hmm.
Trailblazer, so he has a bit to your heart. And
Yeah.
no one really likes Steph because he's on the Warriors. But it's I like that the brothers are still competing at a good level,
Hmm.
enough to that we can make the jokes that the one who's been a six man his whole career, but not a bad six man, not at
Hmm.
all. He's a good role player. But when your brother is a two-time MVP and the first unanimous MVP of all time, there's a bit of a standard you
Yeah.
need to live up to. As the older brother, is Seth older than Steph?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, little bro. Well, little bro's always meant to be better than you anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Gotta
right.
teach him better.
Nico's gonna be better. Yeah, Nico's gonna be better than you.
Yeah. The other two are gonna be better than me.
Yeah, I ain't got no siblings. I'm the pinnacle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I did fact check myself. It does not look like Steph Curry ever had a perfect game against LeBron James.
Mm. That's
So
something he can
Seth can
hold
ride
hold
that.
against him.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. As much as Steph says, "Oh yeah, I have two rings against LeBron," he's like, "Yeah, well, I went perfect for perfect and scored 28 points on him."
There we go. He's finally got something.
And you needed an MVP to win.
Yeah.
I did it with Luca. No, but
All right.
that we talked about that Mavs team already, and it looks like
Hmm.
scrimmages are going to be fun. But someone who playing the scrimmage and might not play after this, Victor Oladipo, the
Hmm.
boy from the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, he got the dub today against my Blazers. Sadly,
Yeah.
didn't really get to watch the game, but I watched the highlights afterwards. We looked pretty good. I mean, it's only scrimmage, so not too much. Teams right now are just testing the waters, testing out lineups and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway,
Hmm.
Victor Oladipo, we heard that he's unsure about playing in the seeded games. He's already debating coming down to Orlando in itself, but
Hmm.
he decided to come, and now he's unsure about playing in the seeded games. But I can kind of see where he's coming from, because if you see that I mean, you don't really want to say that you see your team not having a chance, but when you know your chances are slim, you kind of want to reserve yourself, especially since he's coming back from an injury. He doesn't want to
Yeah.
accidentally re-aggravate it in some type of way, and he's just playing it safe. I feel like the media is kind of pressuring him to play, but I mean, if I was him, I'd just do what's best for me and maybe sit out.
Yeah, especially coming off that knee injury. He wasn't exactly fully healthy when the season was back. So,
Hmm.
I mean, he could come back if he wanted to, but it's kind of like, is it worth it with my knee being the way it is and all
Hmm.
this virus stuff going on? So, it's really up to Victor at this point because it's his health at the end of the day. And I
Hmm.
still want to see him achieve where he was at because he was really close to hitting like a all-star caliber shooting guard.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like you said, whatever is best for him, whatever works out for him. Because we're not
Yeah.
completely ruling out the Pacers, because anybody can win it, honestly. But you know,
Hmm.
it's really up to him if he wants to play or not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But speaking of play, EA Sports, it's in the game. Madden ratings have been released recently. They've been releasing Madden ratings throughout the week, talking about the
Hmm.
99 Club and some of the team ratings. Would you like to go over who's in the 99 Club, Ben?
Yes, sir. So if I'm not wrong, Patrick Mahomes was the first one to get announced,
Uh-huh.
followed by Aaron Donald,
The
and
absolute
I
tank.
I think Stefan or Christian, I know, was one of the next ones.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
But they're both
Christian
on it.
McCaffrey and Stephon Gilmore got awarded the
Hmm.
99 overall. And lastly, Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints. I like how you shake your
Yep.
head when I said it.
Nope, it's fine. We'll talk about that later. I know we have some Saints fans who
Yeah.
watch the videos, so I know they are either gonna click off or argue in the comment section.
Yeah, I can see Leland in the comment section right now.
Yeah, I could just see Leland right now with his YouTube channel, like, no, talk about the Saints.
Yeah. Okay, but to get it
Giants
started
suck.
off though, we're gonna talk about the no preseason that was
Hmm.
announced. So the NFL will
Oh yeah,
not be having a preseason, because the NFLPA is looking for longer training camp periods for players to be physically prepared for the season. They want to really have them ready, but I'm sure they don't want to risk it with having contact and stuff in preseason games. And
yeah,
they will only have an 80-man roster with 10 players on standby, just to be safe. Less bodies mean lower the chances of you like spreading the virus or possibly catching it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but what's your thoughts anyway on the no preseason?
I think it's good and bad for players. It can help keep them a lot more safe with everything
Hmm.
that's going on, but at the same time, it kind of hurts the players who are like UDFA's, the
Hmm.
undrafted players who
Yeah.
make their name in the preseason guys like Raheem Mostert, Damian Williams, Victor Cruz, all guys who help teams go to Super Bowls and compete at a high level. So it's going to be kind of sad. Wes Welker, one of the greatest slot wide receivers of
Hmm.
all time, he was either undrafted or late seventh round.
Yeah. I think
So
undrafted.
it's great to see. It's sad to see that UDFA's might not get a chance this year, but it's great to see that they're keeping
Mm.
players' health in mind.
Yeah. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think Austin Eckler too was an undrafted free agent, if I'm not wrong.
I believe he was as well,
Yeah,
but I will check
because I
because
think if I'm not wrong, I think he spoke up about it, about how like he gets what
Yeah,
they're trying to do, but like it kind of hurts the undrafted free agents, and they don't
yeah.
get to really show.
He was a UDFA.
Hmm.
And so was Philip Lindsay too. Two good running
Oh
backs
yeah.
out of the
Hmm.
AFC West. So
Yeah.
three running backs because of Damian Williams as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now get two first round running backs in or three in Melvin Gordon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Josh Jacobs.
Mhm. But
So
yeah,
it's
like you said,
changing
it's a
times.
small price to pay. You know,
Hmm.
safety over really anything, because you don't really want to put anyone's safety on the line over someone's contract, because they're just the needs of the many.
Yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Hmm.
Famous
Sad
saying.
to say.
Yeah. But with that being in mind, they're also shortening the rosters to 80 man with a 10-man reserve slash practice squad, I believe.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just trying to keep everyone as safe as possible, trying to limit contact. Sucks for some
Hmm.
players who like might make the preseason rosters and not this time, but hopefully they keep going, get fire and determination to come back
Yeah.
stronger and get their chances after everything
Hmm. Yeah.
dies down.
Hopefully we can get this. Yeah. Hopefully we can get this whole COVID thing contained, and can just
Hmm.
go back to normal soon, so that stuff like this, because we're not really thinking about this type of stuff. Like, we're talking about everyone's jobs and stuff like that, but there's like, we think like some NFL players are invincible, but we don't realize too that they're still doing the job, and that their job is
Yeah.
also at risk in a way.
And they're putting themselves on the line for not
Hmm.
just the sake of their own money and trying to feed their families and everything, but
Yeah.
also for the entertainment of us and for the love of the game. So
Hmm.
we also have to congratulate these players on all that they've done for keeping control of such a horrendous situation and such a tough time.
Hmm.
But something that's helped me a lot through COVID is Madden, of course. As we've previously mentioned, the ratings have been released and some teams are in some controversial places. I know we both have a few that we want to talk about. We'll start off with you, Ben. What are some teams that are questioning the sense of knowledge?
Well, first off, I'd like to start with a quick disclaimer, Leland. Sorry
Mhm.
in advance. But in my opinion, I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous that the Saints are the number one team. That's just my
Mhm.
opinion, like I said. But I mean, I'm sure other people think the Saints are definitely not the best team in the NFL. But I guess Madden's
Clickbait
kind of been like
titled "The
that for
Saints
years.
Suck."
Okay, not that. Because the Saints are good, but I mean, because
Yeah,
the Chiefs are even ranked pretty low. The Chiefs, they're ranked at number 7. That's where they rank them,
yeah.
and that's the Super Bowl champs. Literally,
Mhm.
like I was talking about the Niners. The Niners are pretty high ranked for. They're basically coming back with the same team, if not a little worse, with Debo getting injured, and them losing Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense is rock solid. Don't get me wrong, one of the best defenses in the league. But
Oh,
they're not. They didn't
absolutely.
really get better, in my opinion, to where they're way
Yeah,
above the Chiefs, and the Chiefs beat them.
they kind of just stayed stagnant.
Hmm. But even the Chiefs, they stayed the same. But they're the champs, so you kind of want to stay the same, pretty much, with
Yeah.
them. But they're ranked 7,
What?
like I said, and the Saints ranked number 1. In my opinion, it's just they didn't really get better necessarily. They're still good, like I said, but they didn't get better. I think to where they're number 1. But that's just my opinion. Like, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts? What are some of the teams that you feel like are ranked
Um.
wrong?
Well, I'm just gonna put this out there. We're gonna have a boy who's gonna be absolutely like stoked. I'm about to say this. The Seahawks are really underrated in this game. They are all the way down in 17th. The Las Vegas Raiders are better than the Seattle Seahawks, a team that won a playoff game against a division champ is the 17th best team in the league. I don't get it. The Seattle Seahawks are an absolutely good team with Russell Wilson at the helm. Their running back core can be very solid. I think their wide receivers are a tad bit underrated with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. the line is a bit of an issue, but when you have Russell Wilson, anything's possible.
Hmm.
The defense is a bit of an issue, but if they can maybe get Clowney back, it can look into a really nice situation for the Seahawks again. They're finally trying to get that KJ Wright replacement with Jordan Brooks, I believe it was, or the linebacker from Texas Tech that they drafted in the first round. But that Seahawks team, I think, is really underrated. I think the Bears team is a bit overrated. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
At
the Bears
11.
have a good defense, but they're not the 11th best team.
Yeah.
Trubisky, I will say this a million times, Trubisky sucks. Trubisky's trash. The two quarterbacks who are taken above him are both top 5 in the league, and he's like sitting down in like 37th as a starting quarterback. That's terrible. His backup, I think, might be better than him. It's I don't like the Bears team just because Trubisky is absolutely terrible.
I mean, I'm
I'm
pretty sure
sorry,
they
Mitchell.
didn't even make the playoffs, right?
They did not make the playoffs last year, and
Were
I'm sorry
Seahawks
to
in
anyone.
NFC Championship?
They were in. Who they play in the
I think it's the
divisional?
Wasn't it the Niners? Oh no, yeah, divisional is the Niners. Yeah, because I remember the Niners beat them after like
Yeah,
that last play.
I think
Someone is
so.
like, yeah, it's close. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dre Greenlaw hit him at the end. That was in week 17. No, who did they play?
Oh no, that's week
Because
17.
the
Yeah.
Saints lost to the Vikings, and the wait. Let me look at the NFL playoffs just to make sure.
I mean, pretty much regardless though, there's like 5 or 6 teams above them that didn't even make the playoffs last year, and are pretty much the same.
So, so the 2019-2020. So the Seahawks beat the Eagles. The Vikings beat the Saints. The Niners beat the Vikings. The Packers beat the Seahawks.
Mm.
And then the Packers lost to the Niners in the NFC Championship.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah,
And
like I
then
said,
also Kansas City's absolutely amazing run that will never be.
yeah.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one more team I want to mention.
Oh yeah.
My
Go
New
ahead.
York Giants are better than the Jets again. So all I can say is still the best team in New York, even if we are down in 26. We are worse than the Bengals. This is how you know you have made mistakes in your life. When you're a Giants fan and the Bengals are better than you. Actually, no. To be fair, there were some Carson Palmer years with the Bengals that they looked really good. But
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Lewis can't coach a playoff team. So, okay, this episode is going to be titled "The Trash Talking NFL Teams and Coaches," and Mitchell Trubisky.
And I feel
That's the new
I feel like
title:
we got so
"Trash
much
Talking
negative
Mitchell
stuff to say
Trubisky."
about them.
Well, because we
It's all
feel Madden,
Madden's
and it's
fault.
all EA's
It's all
fault.
Madden's
It's all
fault.
EA's fault.
Yeah.
Yep, completely EA's fault.
This is why we're so negative, is because they're ridiculous ratings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of ridiculous ratings, you want to get into some players we think were snubbed or we think
Yes.
are a little bit too high up into the ratings world.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna talk about some players we think were either rated too low or too high. So for my first one, I have Deshaun Watson. I feel like he was robbed, like really robbed, because even though I like Brady and Breeze, they're good quarterbacks, but right now, Madden is based off the season that just happened. And the season that just happened, I feel like Deshaun Watson is way better than both of them.
Deshaun Watson had an incredible season.
Mm-hmm.
Amount of highlight plays he made, amount of just he's the reason. If it's not for him and DeAndre Hopkins, the Texans don't make the playoffs.
Oh well, then he's the only reason left because DeAndre Hopkins isn't there anymore. So
Oh,
this is
DeAndre
Deshaun
Hopkins
Watson.
is gone. Hey, you know what? Brandon Cooks, bro. As long as
Brandon
Brandon Cooks
Cooks.
just doesn't get another concussion, that
Yeah.
team's fine.
But yeah, like I said, Deshaun Watson, he's only an 86, so he's 4 below Brady, which is a 90, and he's 8 below Breeze, which is no, not 8, my bad. What is Breeze? 93, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 94. Oh no, yeah, 93, my bad. So Breeze is a 93, which is, I feel like they're really robbing Watson. If they're gonna put Breeze at a 93, at least put Watson at a 94. You know what I mean? because I feel like he's just better in general. Like they can keep Breeze at 93 if they want, which is still kind of high for him. I'm gonna talk about that later. But yeah, they
Uh-huh.
just need to raise Watson's rating. And
Yeah,
so moving on, my second player is Aaron Rodgers, who continuously gets to
Aaron.
get robbed. I mean, you
He's
can't.
been on. It's like I don't know how you can call one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play
Mm-hmm,
the game, like one of the most talented throwers of the football. How we call him underrated. It's like he's
mm-hmm.
so good, we feel like he deserves more than he's at. It's like
Yeah.
we put him under the pedestal because of we didn't know how he was going to be at a Cal, and he sat behind Favre, and then he kind of like
Mm-hmm,
overtook Favre. It was like the Packers never really stopped it as a good quarterback.
mm-hmm.
Rodgers just did so much for that city, and they continue to be good with no one there. I don't know
Yeah.
how they went 13-3. The best wide receiver this season, besides Devontae Adams, who's absolutely incredible, was
Mm-hmm.
like I don't even think it was like Valdez Scantling. I think it was
Was it?
like Lazard.
Yeah, Lazard.
I think it was Lazard who was like the second best wideout. That's it's not good. But
Yeah.
you know what? Aaron Rodgers has more to prove this season, and I can't wait.
Mm,
It's I'm excited.
yeah. Okay, so Madden had him at an 89, which puts him below Breeze and Brady. And like I said with Watson, the Madden the game is based on the season that just happened. And I feel like
Yeah.
he still did and is better than Breeze and Brady, in my opinion.
Oh
So
yeah,
he should at
absolutely.
least get like above Breeze. But then, like I said, Breeze should be lowered. So maybe like I put Aaron Rodgers like a solid 92. That sounds
Yeah,
about right.
I can
92,
see him at a
93.
92.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not
But
as good as Mahomes at this point. I feel like
mm-hmm.
just because Mahomes is more shifty now than
Yes,
Rodgers. I mean,
yeah,
Rodgers still has some of the best arm talent out of any quarterback in terms of
yeah,
putting like
yeah. Getting
footballs
it there.
into the perfect pocket. Aaron Rodgers is beyond anyone at doing that.
Mm.
But I think one of my biggest sleepers is on the defensive side of the ball, and it's actually with a bit of an underrated player. I feel like it's Kevin Byard. I know he's made the
Mm-hmm.
Pro Bowl and everything, but he is honestly one of the top safeties for me in the league. Kevin Byard continues to become a ball hawk at the free safety position. The Titans would not be the playoff cusp team that they are without him
Mm-hmm.
as a leader on that defense. And another safety I think is a bit underrated just because of how good it seems like he is every Sunday. It's Jamal Adams. Sometimes
Yeah,
we're amazed that a player of his caliber is as low rated. It's almost like an Aaron Rodgers situation. It's like you put him above players who are ranked higher than him in like Devin McCourty or Tyrann Mathieu. But Jamal Adams is, in my opinion, the best tackling and hitting safety. But
mm-hmm.
without a doubt, I think EA. I'm going to give props to EA just once. I'm going to be positive. I think Harrison Smith is by far the best coverage and all around safety in the league.
Yeah,
So I give them credit for giving him a 95. I felt like at some points he was a bit underrated in his career, but he keeps
yeah.
getting better. He's aging perfectly. It's awesome to watch some of these safeties in the league, and it's a bit
Mm-hmm.
there's some of the underratings with me. But someone who I think is very controversially or overrated, I should say, not underrated, overrated. We're talking about it now. 99 Club. You already know Michael Thomas. As good as Michael Thomas is of a wide receiver, he is not a 99 overall player.
He is definitely not.
Just because you can run slant routes and you have good hands does not mean you're the best wideout in the league. Because
I
I
can
know
almost guarantee you that DeAndre Hopkins has better hands than Michael Thomas.
because you know without a matter of a doubt there are two people above Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what people say. Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins
Yeehaw.
are by far the best wideouts in the league. Julio Jones, since he came out of college, has been one of the greatest wideouts to grace the NFL surface. And DeAndre Hopkins is slowly becoming that player.
Mm-hmm.
But Julio, no matter how old he is, I will still grace him as one of the best at the position.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Julio is a 99, and I don't think D Hop is a 99. So without a doubt,
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Michael Thomas is a
Yeah.
99. No, I do. I think Michael Thomas is a great player. I'm going to clear that up. Michael Thomas is a good wide receiver. There's a reason his nickname is Can't Guard Mike.
Yeah.
He's an extremely good route runner with good hands. And he works perfectly to the play style of his quarterback. But if I had to choose, I would choose DeAndre Hopkins and Julio over Michael Thomas.
I mean, you could argue that Tyreek is even just as good as Michael Thomas because at
Oh
least
yeah,
Tyreek has a unique skill. Like Michael Thomas's unique skill is catching pretty much and running slant routes, which
and
is
route
you should be
running.
able to do as a receiver.
You should be able to do good as any receiver. Hey, Darius
Mm.
Slayton had some nasty slant routes this season. All I'm saying,
Oh, don't.
bro. I'm just telling you, y'all sleeping on Darius Slayton. I think he's like a 78 rated overall player this season. Let me check. Let me just double check this real quick. I know he is not high rated at all. Also, I just want to say congrats to Madden on not updating very breaking news as of yesterday, in that the Washington Redskins are now
Washington
the
football team.
Washington football team. So that's very fun.
Well, to
We're
be
not
fair,
trying
that
to look at.
they made that their name too. It's not like Madden can just generate a name for them because
Yeah,
Washington didn't even come up with a name yet, so it's not really
yeah.
Madden's
So
fault.
Darius Slayton is a 78 overall. By the way, I think that's another underrated player is Darius Slayton, but that's just not Madden. That is in life. Y'all look out for number 86 from Auburn. Is he 86? Please tell me he's 86. I think he
I
is.
think so.
86 from
Yeah.
out of Auburn, second year player, and number 8 in Giants blue at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay,
kidding.
so
We're gonna go 6-10 this season. It's fun being a New York fan sometimes.
keeping it with the ratings object, let's talk about the 99 club again.
Yep.
So who do we think deserves it and who do we think doesn't? So we already
Okay.
established
So
Michael Thomas is out of the 99
yeah.
club. Sorry,
No, he's
Leland,
out.
again.
He's out.
Sorry.
Leland, he out of there.
Well, I feel like everyone else pretty much, like Aaron Donald, obviously
Oh,
he's a beast at his
if
position.
if if you don't have Aaron Donald in the 99 club, there's something wrong. I mean, if you don't rate players in 99, I understand because no one's perfect. But if there is one player you can talk about that is in a league of their own in their own position, it is without a shadow of a doubt Aaron Donald. Because no one puts fear into offensive lines the way Aaron Donald does. I've seen teams quadruple block Aaron Donald once. And Dante Fowler had the easiest sack of his entire career.
Yeah.
But
But
I,
yeah.
I think it's Aaron Donald, absolutely. I think just the way Mahomes plays, you kind
Yeah,
of
I
have
mean
to
that's
give it
just,
to him.
yeah, it's obvious.
I mean, you can't hit him.
Yeah.
You got to hit him.
Yeah,
Once you hit him,
what was it he said? What does he say? He's like, you gotta hit
he's
me.
like,
I'm a
you
beast.
got to hit me. I'm a beast. Jaquiski Tart absolutely laid him out.
Yeah. he
Yeah.
got laid out, but he made the touchdown, so you can fling.
Someone I think who could be in the 99 club, but isn't just yet. I think maybe next season. I don't know how you feel about this, but Lamar Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
if he pulls off another season like he does, then 99
Yeah,
club.
he
Because
could be.
same
I mean,
thing
he's already
happened with
cover
Mahomes.
athlete.
Same thing happened with Mahomes. In his first season, he had a really good season, then became cover athlete. Then next season, he does still really good, survives the Madden curse, and wins Super Bowl MVP. Lamar, first season as a full-time starter,
He made the
does really
playoffs.
good, MVP. They both made playoffs and were MVP in their rookie seasons, in their first seasons playing as full-time starters. And then
Yeah.
in the second season, one won the Super Bowl MVP. Second season, we have to see how Lamar does. But if Lamar performs the way Mahomes did in the second season, like if he does an ounce of that, like if he puts up numbers close to that in his style of playing, then absolutely, I think he should join the 99 club.
Well, in my opinion, one guy. This is kind of I kind of forgot, but now I remembered. Like, because they announced all of them except for one. I remember the last day they
Mhm.
said the last 99, and I remember I seen someone say, and I thought, oh, that's not a bad idea. It was George Kittle at 99 because
Oh yeah.
he's probably the, if not, he's the best tight end in the league in my opinion. I can't really think of anyone else that comes to mind. And
So
just
in in my opinion, George Kittle is the sorry for interrupting, but George Kittle is the best all around tight end, best blocking
mhm.
and doing everything
I'm sure
that a
there's
tight
someone
end
else, but I
should
can't
do.
remember.
But Travis Kelsey is the
Oh,
best wide
Travis, yeah.
receiving tight
hmm
end. They're
hmm
both so good, and there's a reason I think Kittle's just a little bit above Kelsey, is just because Kittle can do that little bit extra in the blocking game. But both of them absolutely could be included on the
Yeah,
99 list.
yeah. I mean, I think for me, it's just me watching Kittle play. He's just so dominant. Like, I think is the Saints game it was is like the last couple seconds, and like he like carried like three Saints on his
Mhm.
back as he's getting face masked for like 10
I
yards.
think, and you know what's funny? I think it was the man who botched the or who had the Minneapolis Miracle happen to him. I think it was Marcus Williams
Yeah,
who
yeah,
was
yeah.
pulling on his face mask.
Yeah, I remember because I was like, bro, he just messed up twice in a row,
He
bro.
just
You
messed up
can't do
twice in a
that.
row. Yeah. Well, but speaking of someone who had karma, I'm just gonna bring this up because I know Leland will listen to this. Eli Apple sucks. I do not like Eli Apple. He's a Giants first round draft pick. We drafted him like 10th or 11th overall in like 2015 or whatever it was, and then we cut him because he was so bad. And then, or we traded him for like a 7th round pick or whatever it was to the Saints. And I was just like, thank God. And then all of a sudden, he turns out to be like a half decent corner, right? But then remember when the Saints played the Bears and there was that video of the two people going like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
to
yeah.
Tariq
They're like,
Cohen?
yeah,
Yeah,
mocking
one
him.
of them was Eli Apple. He
hmm
ended up tearing his ACL later on that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I seen it. I was like, bro, that's
I
karma,
was
bro.
like, when Leland told me that, I'm like, good for you. Like, as much as it is bad to like say like, oh, someone got hurt,
hmm
Eli Apple, that's a bit of karma in your way because of all that you've exposed people to, not only Giants fans but Saints fans as well. And I think now he might be on the Raiders or might be close to joining the Raiders. So
mm
that's fun.
Oh, I didn't even know he
That's
got
just a little
cut.
Saints rant that Leland's gonna enjoy.
hmm
So, is
Well,
there any other players you think are 99 worthy or 99 club worthy?
99 worthy. I don't really think so. No, like there's a lot of like we are saying, there's a lot of good receivers, but I feel like since the best receiver didn't really have a good season, there's not really anyone you can put above. I argue that you could
Yeah.
put maybe Tyreek just because how dominant he is, but
Uh huh.
then again, there's like Julio and DeAndre, so it's kind of disrespectful not to give them 99s before Tyreek.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those two are gonna dominate forever. It seems
hmm
like so. Speaking of someone who's dominating forever, congrats to Larry Fitzgerald for I think he's sticking it out one more season.
hmm
Uh,
He has to, bro. D
he's
Hop now. It's a playoff
yeah,
team. It could be a
it's a
playoff
playoff
team.
team. It could be a playoff team. If Kenyon Drake can develop into the running game, we saw
hmm
spurts of that. If
Yeah.
If Kyler can develop under that air raid offense, then that team's going to be kind of nasty. And Larry still got the hands, so
Larry's got the hands.
Larry's always got the hands. No, NFL is just going to be fun. If there's a 99 club player I can think of on the defensive side, besides Aaron Donald, who's an absolute lock, Stephon Gilmore, I think he's deserved it. Probably the best corner in the game right now.
hmm
I think he overtakes Richard Sherman and a couple other players.
Yeah.
He's just there's a reason he's defensive player of the year as a corner. He has
hmm
Dion type of coverage. I'm not saying he has Dion type of like speed and moves, but his coverage
Or
is
personality for
it's
that matter.
clamps, bro. Oh, no one ain't ever touching
Yeah,
prime,
no
bro.
one.
No one touching prime.
Well, I feel
Like
like it's
even
Prime
nowadays,
and Ocho Cinco.
Prime could probably run a 4.4 still. I'm telling you, Prime
Yeah.
still got speed. But in his heyday, he could probably run a 4.3, 4.2 maybe.
No, yeah. I heard somewhere is like because back then is kind of unofficial timing, but like I heard he
hmm
ran like a 4.2.
Yeah, I heard like Bo Jackson run like a 4.1 or 4.0.
Yeah. That's pretty
But
crazy.
Bo
Yeah.
Jackson, no, but the thing is, it's like Bo Jackson was so crazy. You believed the stuff that like Bo Jackson
Yeah.
did
It's like
because
4-1.
he was just such a phenomenon. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he jumped over a creek. Yeah, no, I believe it. His legs are big enough. And so? Did you ever watch Bo Jackson's documentary, the 30 for 30? Bo knows.
No, I gotta watch that.
All right, so basically, it's really funny. It comes to one point. He's like, "Yeah, so he hit a baseball in a home. He hit a home run, and it hit a light, and it broke the light on the in the baseball stadium." It's like there's just stupid stories that you hear. It's like he
Yeah.
hit it 500 feet. He hit it. He hit it past the stadium. It's like, okay, yes, because Bo Jackson just did those types of things. He crawled up a wall. I don't know if you've ever seen the highlight, but
Oh yeah, I
he
think I see that
basically
one. Yeah.
he crawled up a wall like while catching a fly ball.
Hmm.
It's it's awesome. It's awesome to think about like players who were that good at their time and imagine what they could
Hmm.
have done now. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's someone who could have been 99 Club Bo Jackson.
Definitely
Oh
99
Lord,
club.
that man was something else. I think I will mention one thing as well in the Madden ratings for the NFL teams. Um, I think I don't know why I have a certain bias towards this, but I don't think the Eagles are that good.
No, they really aren't. I mean,
I don't think they're
they could
better than
be.
the Chiefs, and I don't think they're better than the Packers. Also, I don't think the Browns are that good. I know they have a lot of good names, but if
Mm.
Baker Mayfield plays the way he played last season, then absolutely no way do I think the Browns are going to be the 10th best team in the league. Also, the Minnesota Vikings are underrated at 20. The Vikings beat the Saints in New Orleans in
And
a
the Bills. The
playoff
Bills are
game.
underrated too.
Oh, the Bills are underrated too. Josh Allen, if he can fix his accuracy issues, kind of like he's kind of like a more he's a different version of Cam Newton. That's the best way I'm gonna put it. He's a different version of Cam Newton. Really good arm, pretty decent speed. I think Cam is faster than him,
Hmm.
but uh, good arm. But the accuracy needs a little bit of fixing. But when he
Hmm.
hits, bro, he hits. When both of them
Hmm.
are on fire, it's woo. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a fun matchup in the AFC East now. Cam Newton and Josh
Hmm.
Allen. And now they have Tua as well. I hope Tua does good for the Dolphins. By the way,
Me
Dolphins are
too.
the worst team in Madden, according to everything. Even after all the money that they spent on getting Byron Jones and
Yeah.
Eric Flowers and
Van Noy.
obviously the greatest player in Kamu Grugier-Hill. So no, it's nice to have some Madden 21 news just so we can talk about the NFL season coming up and the excitement in hopefully having a season again and getting disappointed in the Giants one more time because hey ho, that's how life. New York fans suck sometimes. I'm a Knicks fan, a Rangers fan, a Giants fan, and a Mets fan. I know heartbreak more than most. Hey, but we beat the Patriots though in the Super Bowl.
It's
Uh,
gonna be a new
I'm gonna
season for me.
I'm gonna rub that in every time, Ben. I don't care how many times I'll do it. I will do it continuously. 2007 is the greatest season of all time.
All right, time for our next segment, which is Stump the Zon. This is where we ask
Yes,
Zon
sir.
questions and see if we can try and stump him. All right,
Yeah.
so I'll let you
So
know right now
clear
ahead
cut
of time.
rules. Clear cut
Oh
rules,
yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
Clear cut rules. Um, no out of like unordinary leagues, like no lacrosse, no. I know lacrosse is big, but no lacrosse, no badminton, no table tennis,
Yeah, I was gonna say
nothing,
table
nothing of
tennis.
that sort. Yeah, no weird nations like Honduras or I don't want to know about Thailand polo or whatever they play in Thailand. I don't know, cricket maybe. But just simple stuff: MLB, NHL, NB or MLB, NHL, NBA, NFL, NCAA.
Hmm.
You can ask me some soccer questions if you want. I don't mind.
All
But
right.
try to keep it ordinary leagues. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are the simple rules. Let's run it.
All right, I'll let you know ahead of time. There's NFL, NCAA football, uh,
Hmm.
MLB, and NBA.
Okay.
That's all the
All right.
questions.
Let's run it.
Okay. So first question. This one's NCAA football.
Hmm.
So who is the only defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy? As starting it light to get you warmed up.
Starting it super light. It is Charles Woodson out of Michigan. Absolute beast of an NFL and college player. Beat out Peyton Manning for the Heisman Trophy. Peyton Manning out of Tennessee at the time. I think it was the 97 or 98 Heisman Trophy, one of those two. But yeah,
Yeah.
nice little easy question to start us off with a little Charles Woodson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Gonna put some more respect on defensive player names. So
Hmm.
my question is, name one of the two defensive players to win the NFL MVP award.
Oh, you already know the greatest defensive player of all time, the sack king, the New York Giants legend, Lawrence Taylor, bro. Come on, North Carolina University. He came from Chapel Hill. I think it's Chapel Hill. Oh, I would have offended fans if it's not at Chapel Hill. Anyway, of course, Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest to ever play. Oh,
Okay,
scary.
so that's one of
Am I
the two.
wrong?
Do you know the
Yeah.
second one?
The second one.
I said one of the two, but I
Uh,
want to see if you know the second one.
can I get one hint or just no hints whatsoever?
Uh, okay, I'll give you the initials of his first and last name. The first initial is A. Or last name,
Oh,
second initial is P.
I don't know how I forgot this. So I was thinking Ed Too Tall Jones from the Cowboys. I thought he might have had like a good sack season. Then I was thinking Deacon Jones, but because he's like invented the sack, but I don't remember if he ever won MVP. But with you giving me that, yeah, I remember hearing the story. It's someone who made the NFL 100 team. It's Alan Page of the Minnesota Vikings, a part of the Purple People Eaters defense. Beautiful combination. I think they went to like four Super Bowls with Fran Tarkenton and like lost all of them or something like that. So the Vikings have had a bit of unluckiness in that aspect, but Alan Payne was an amazing defensive tackle.
All right, changing gears a little bit. We're going MLB on this one, or for the next two is going to be
Okay.
MLB.
All
So
right.
first one, what number did Derek Jeter wear on his Yankees jersey?
He was, I believe, the last single digit player to be retired. I have gone to the Yankees Stadium Memorial that they have for all the retired players. They have like 30 retired numbers. It's crazy, but all single digits are retired. He's the last one to wear the number two as the shortstop of the Yankees. So, do you know why the numbers were like that? Like why players like Babe Ruth wore number three, and like why they all wore like different numbers, like single digit numbers. So back in the day, they used to wear the numbers based off of what position they batted in. So you have the batting order 1 through 9, and the number you wore was the batting position you were in. So I think Lou Gehrig wore one or something like that. Babe Ruth wore three, and Jeter batted second, and he was like one of the last people to do that, I guess.
Hmm.
And so he chose the number two, I believe, something along those lines. But yeah, he's the last player to wear a single digit in Yankees history, I believe.
All right, so next question. Like I said, sticking MLB. So who finished second in voting for last year's MLB MVP race?
I think it was Christian Yelich because Bellinger won MVP. I think Yelich was second and maybe Rendon was third or something like that. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it
Hmm.
was Yelich who finished second.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure though.
Hmm.
Might have been either Yelich or Rendon.
Okay, so last question. We're gonna go NBA, and I gotta say, when I looked this one up, it kind of surprised me. So that's why
Okay.
I was so shocked when I was looking it up. But okay, so the last question: who won the MVP award in the 2015 NBA Championship Series?
That was the first Warriors and Cavs series, I believe. And I think I know this one. I'm pretty sure he now plays for the Kings. I want to say it's Harrison Barnes.
Oh, that's actually wrong. I'm surprised you got that wrong. Or not really surprised, but I'm surprised that I was like the
Was it
Kings. I thought you got
Iguodala?
yeah, it's Iguodala.
It was Iguodala. It was between Harrison Barnes and Iguodala. Yeah, but so I think you might know this one. But Steph Curry doesn't have a Finals MVP. I
Mm-hmm.
believe KD has two, and
Yeah.
Iguodala has the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how
That's
about
just
that?
yeah. I looked, I seen it, and I was like, what? He had the MVP?
And in all of LeBron's finals, I believe he won MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Also, never forget with like 2 minutes and 38 seconds left, probably the greatest play of all time happened.
That block.
That block. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
MVP on MVP
LeBron
crown.
James with redaction. Ooh, LeBron. The ESPN analysis or analyst. I don't remember who he is. He's along with Mike Breen, but he always has like a saying for LeBron every time he does something. I can't remember what it was, but man, NBA's. We'll see if LeBron wins his last ring. Let's see if he does it. But yeah, the good old Andre Iguodala. As Max Kellerman says, the most clutch shooter. He would choose Andre Iguodala over Stephen Curry to shoot a three to win a game. Just the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, and some kid named Stephen. Like, apparently, according to Max Kellerman.
Nah, you already know who I'd choose though. The GOAT.
Dame Dollar, bro.
No,
Dame.
not Dame Dollar. The GOAT.
Oh.
Paul Pierce. The truth.
The truth.
The truth.
It's like that was the Bleacher Report, the Game of Zones,
Yeah, okay, like
right?
the truth.
It's
It's
like
the
he
truth.
was stabbed or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and he still won this.
He came off
And
of
it's
the
just like,
chair and came back in the game and won it. It was so
yeah,
funny, bro. That Game of Thrones segment gets me dead
uh,
every time.
yeah. No, I love the lottery one where it has the goat on the stand. It's like we're trying to make a statement.
Yeah.
James Dolan's like, yeah, and you're banned from the garden. It's just like you can't do that.
Right, Game of Thrones is so
Uh,
hilarious.
Bro, yeah, honestly, it's like we need to fight the dream team, and we're just like, yeah, LeBron.
Oh, she shaved his head in real life. That'd be so funny.
Bro, did you see like the little white spots in his beard?
Mm.
Yeah, it was kind of
Old
crazy,
Braun.
but old Braun, it's kind of sad. Hey, he brought us back with a little tomahawk jam real quick. Nice
Yeah.
simple way to bring us back real quick.
Too bad they
Hey,
lost.
J.R. Smith hit a three, by the way. He hit a three with like 20 seconds left or whatever
Henny
it was.
God. Henny God.
You need to watch that video I sent you about J.R. Smith and Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
I'm gonna watch
You
it
need
after
to watch.
this.
It's so funny. All right, all right. Enough plugging other people. I think that's enough of the segments.
Hmm.
Ready for a sign off?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Mahalo and thank you for watching the Liho Sports Talk. Please remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Of course. And mahalo.